Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings, guys. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. Um, if people trickle in, I might make this open mic, but my last open mic, only really one person came in or whatever like that. I think because there was just a bunch of stuff going on during that time that was also conflicting. I usually try to start my streams around noon because I know during the afternoon, a lot of people want to go out and do this and do that. That being said, I hope your week was a blessed week, inshallah. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful day outside. I got my window open, with some of the rays of sunshine coming in or whatever like that. But yeah, so if you guys want to run up of what I've been through lately, I'm blessed, inshallah. I feel a lot better than I did the last weeks beforehand. And I just take one day at a time. There's so many other things going on in the world. There's craziness. So I titled this "Pressing Issues" because there's a lot of stuff going on, man. The world still turns, as they say. So first off, there's the coup in Myanmar. Myanmar was formerly known as Burma when it was colonized by the British. But anyway, yeah, Myanmar, their president, Aung Suu Kyi, I believe is how her name is pronounced. She was a formerly Nobel Prize winning, I guess you could say, political activist in the country. And she was long suppressed by the country's military and all this kinds of stuff. And then she ended up, rising to popularity and power and stuff. But however, there's been controversy, of course, because people are saying that she's been an enabler of the genocide that's happening in the western region of Myanmar, which is populated by a Muslim minority. I don't know how to pronounce their name. I think it's Rohingya. It is the name of the people. They're viewed as basically being like illegal immigrants or something like that, even though they've been there for hundreds of years. So there's a lot of human rights abuses and massacres and all this other genocidal stuff that's been going on there, and she's been kept relatively silent and then excusing it. So it's that's pretty sad. But anyway, karma comes into full effect because recently a military coup happened and she's been charged. I'm not sure what crime she's been charged with or whatever like that, but you know what I'm saying? I don't think that whatever charges she's facing though could come into her not taking responsibility for what's going on there in the western region of Rohingya. May those people be granted justice, inshallah. So that's one thing. And actually, the military of that country recently shut down the internet, and I can't imagine if that happened in America. Dude, like we as Americans, we take so much stuff for granted. The fact that we're so entitled to this, that, and then the third, right? Other countries, they take away people's freedom of information and all kinds of stuff. And one thing that really impresses me as an American is that we have all the information in the world, but it's so skewed to our own algorithms, or it's so skewed to our own personal beliefs that we choose what we want to see. Unfortunately, it's like we have the whole world at our disposal when it comes to information, but we only choose it through certain lens. It's kind of unfortunate. Another thing is a pressing issue that I kind of want to talk about is I am really troubled by some, and granted, maybe these are, regular occurrences, but I see more and more stuff that's filtered to me about crimes, domestic violence. And it's not domestic violence like, intimate partner violence, as they call it, like a boyfriend and girlfriend or a husband and a wife. They're just fighting and, things come to blows or violence on that level, right? This is very, very serious. And there's been a lot of families just being murdered it could be by intimate partners, or it could be by people even in the family in and of itself. I think in Indianapolis, there was a family, the son, I guess it was something super petty, right? And one of the brothers of the family, one of his siblings, called the police, and basically this guy killed his whole family minus his brother. And then there was another one where it was the boyfriend of a mother killed everyone. I don't know what the reason was, but they killed everyone, and the mother survived. But can you imagine, who want to survive? I hate to say this, but who want to survive that? I mean, your whole family just got murdered. by some guy that was just, blowing your back out. I hate to be like that, but that's the honest truth. By some guy, some random guy that you were having relations with, and that sacrifice, that connection with that person, jeopardize your family, and literally wipes your family off the face of the earth. I mean, I could not live through that. I would want to just die in shame. But I'm not wishing anything bad on that sister. May she be, she's not Muslim, but regardless, she's a sister of humanity, and hopefully she has a speedy recovery, inshallah, and gets the help that she needs. But I think it's real freaking disgusting that why isn't this a pressing issue for people that are in power? Like, why isn't there just like, hey, we got to lock down all this virus? But like, bro, I mean, this is something that is, I think, a deep problem that nobody really wants to address because it goes to our human nature and the darker side of it. And that's something that I think nobody really wants to talk about, because then it goes into the nature of morality, what's good and what's evil, right? And if you live in a culture like ours, which is a super secular, hyper individualistic culture, then that's always going to be a pressing thing. And I think there's a sickness in the society. I really do. I think there's a true sickness, a dark, evil sickness in this society that's just bring out the worst in people. I mean, people are just so convoluted by materialism and sexuality that they kind of just put it to the side, like trying to figure out how to solve these pressing issues in our society. Nobody really wants to talk about, because we're always constantly blindsided with music, entertainment, celebrity drama, and all that crap, right? And I that's why I'm really critical, and I kind of don't keep up with the notions. I don't have social media outside of YouTube. I go on Twitter every now and then just to find out what's trading, but it makes my head hurt just seeing all the stupidity and the freaking, just the toxicity of humanity on a lot of social media. It's like, when is it going to take? When is it going to take for us to consider these things important? It's only until it hits your doorstep or your life that you're worried about it, unfortunately, you know what I mean? And I think it's, excuse me, I get a little ahead of myself. Let me slow down. There's a YouTuber by the name of Sam Dixon. She's a sister. She's a revert too, alhamdulillah. And she had this really good video, and I might share it in a bit, but she had this really good video on it's called titled Women We Need to Do Better. And it really hit me hard because her previous video was about, Muslim men that go on her, Facebook and social media and that, slide her DMs, and kind of how a lot of them are like creeps and stuff like that. And, my heart goes out to her. That was really sad to hear, unfortunately. That being said, she had a recent video where she's basically saying, just goes into the situation I just mentioned before, where it was like, the boyfriend killed the whole family and stuff. And it's like, basically people will sacrifice the well-being of people they care about just to feel complete. And the fact that our society values so much companionship, and that you're not an important person, you're not a lovable person if you don't have an intimate partner. And I see that a lot. Like, being single is considered an insult. Being alone is considered an insult. Like that, and I think I see it more with women. Women love doing it to each other. They place so much value on how much attention they get, how many people slide in their DMs, how many boyfriends they've had, how many guys are interested in dating them, how many guys are interested in marrying them, right? I see it all the time. And I think it's a terrible and it's a toxic thing, because just because people are lonely, they purposely will put themselves in situations where their integrity is compromised, where their livelihood is compromised, just to feel complete, because society says that if you're alone, something's wrong with you. And I think that being alone has taught me a lot about myself. And I think a lot of times when I'm around people, I think I lack a lot of introspection. And I think that even for me, I need to learn, or I have learned, how to value being alone and things of that nature. Because, the more I look upon my history, the more I realize that being with people kind of held me back. because I got that gratification of the fact that, oh, hey, somebody likes me, or hey, this person that, does this, that, and the third, I must be a valuable person. So I must be doing something right, even though I don't have strong ambitions, even though I don't have anything, productive going on in my life besides, working. I mean, at the very most, it kind of just stifles you. And I think a lot of young men, I think a lot of us, we kind of realize that later on in life is that, the more gratification we get by being intimate with women or being in relationships or whatever like that, even marriage, unfortunately, sometimes it puts us into a zone where we become stagnant, and we just think that, hey, we're just going to glide, and as long as we maintain where we're at right now, we're good. Everything's Gucci, right? So yeah, this is something I had on my mind. Kind of unfortunate, that happens to us. So yeah, in this video, she basically broke it down, and we need to do better, and you need to, especially if you have children, you need to be very careful what you do, and who you surround yourself with, and who you introduce to your children. And if somebody doesn't, especially somebody doesn't want to be serious with you, and this is why, this is actually the wisdom of the Sharia, is you're not supposed to be, of course, sex before marriage is impermissible, but also the focus on family and the family unit and how that's important. Just don't get with somebody just because you have great sexual chemistry and they give you butterflies and they say sweet nothings and they're charming and all that. That doesn't amount to anything. That won't keep a stable relationship for the long run. It's about like their ethics, their integrity, their morals. And especially if you unfortunately, if you get involved in premarital relations, or even if you have a divorce and you have children, right? You need to be very careful about how you navigate, because this is going to be, from my own personal experience as a kid of a divorced family. I've seen it. I saw, experienced firsthand about being surrounded with toxic people, because your parent, in particular, I hate to say it, my mom, was lonely. You know what I mean? So be very, very careful, because kids are sponges and they soak up all that information. So I think a lot of the times I actually resented my mother and kind of looked down upon women in general. So lonely, and that you are willing to lower your standards or be with this person that is toxic, that abuses you, that treats you like garbage, feel loved at the expense of the care and the well-being of your the people that you're supposed to love the most, which is your children. And I feel like she gave him so many chances compared to me. She was so harsh towards me, in judgment and discipline and all kinds of stuff. But this guy goes inside your head and you won't even call the cops. You know what I mean? Or this guy goes inside your head, you won't even lock him out of the house. You take him back every chance you get. That took a long time to kind of reconcile within myself and have conversations, not only with her. I mean, honestly, it took like a little over a decade, to actually a couple years ago for me to kind of like have that closure with her. So yeah, that's in of a third. Another thing that's pressing to me is I kind of pretty much got over a lot of my jealousy and insecurities. I think it's a combination. I think you had to go through traumatic experiences to kind of like exercise those demons out of you. Now I kind of look upon all that stuff as being so petty, and it maybe also the medication I'm taking is kind of helping for that as well. But yeah, I realized it really was with all the other confounded things of the compartmentalization of the things I was experiencing. They were kind of like putting me into a negative space, to where my negative emotions were being exploited by this subconscious thing of my lack of accomplishment, or my lack of sense of well-being or self-worth compared to how I viewed other people. And you see other people's lives, and when they're more successful than you, regardless if it's financial, relationship wise, spiritually, it doesn't matter, right? You kind of envy those people. You're either going to want to emulate those people or pick up where they left off and try to soak in the game that they have, or you're just gonna unfortunately, it's human nature to get jealous. And I think that I finally exercised that pretty much, like, for the most part, and it feels so liberating. Therapy also helps a lot. Therapy helped a lot, and alhamdulillah, I will never ever regret putting myself in the situation I put myself in, because it led me to get some help, and it's been so beneficial for my well-being. And therapy, just talking to people, granted they're a licensed professional, and I should have been talking to a licensed professional from the beginning instead of talking to confiding in friends and people that I barely know for the most part. I should have, confided into, somebody professionally. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides who he wills. So that being said, I'm super thankful that I'm getting that kind of help, because man, if I would have gotten this like when I was younger, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but if I would have gotten this help when I was younger, I mean, who knows, how I would have navigated all the experiences that I would have had and all the emotions I would have had. So yeah. So let me see. Yeah, I just been, really just digging that. And I decided to take today just to just relax and just chill, because honestly, it's been kind of hectic, with all the personal stuff I've been going through, as well as professionally, trying to, squeeze in and give my best part of myself to all those endeavors as well. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I might try to do open mic a little later, inshallah. But yeah, it just depends. Honestly, I'm kind of just feel like I just got some new covers for my bed, and I'm just I just want to lay down for a little bit, man, and just get some of this fresh air. I got my window open, got some incense burning. You know what I'm saying? And thank you so much, guys, for your support. I know it's really hard to kind of catch you guys, because a lot of you guys are in the UK, or of course, you have lives and stuff like that going on. So maybe I'll do another stream if I feel inspired a little bit later, do an open mic or whatever. But yeah, like, share, subscribe on all that good stuff. I'll see you on the next one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Take care.